All right, we're here with round 3 with me, my shiny. We've talked a lot of diva stuff with this player. This is a diamond diva player you guys might have seen recently in Busan and Blizzard World, actually most recently. So we're gonna be taking a look actually at some Wrecking Ball here. A couple of questions in the forum here. I play hamster, so might as well learn how to play him. I feel like my timing with my teammates is off. I always think I'm engaging too early or too far. I don't really know how to get mines to get value. Okay. Short term, learn how to time with my teammates. Long term, learn how to time with different heroes like Hit, Scan, Tracer, and Mei. What do you feel is holding you back from improving? I think timing is holding me back. A little bit of grapple mechanics. Also need to learn when to disengage when I get value. Anything additional exploited? No. Yes. What should I do if I get scouted and the whole enemy team is following me on 100-degree, 80-degree flank? So yeah. So the first question I immediately have, and this is great because you're already aware of timing, is that when the enemy team is chasing on a 180-degree flank, that is 100% a timing issue, 100%. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean a timing issue on your end, but that it might be that, let's put it this way. If you go on a flank and you go on the enemy backline and the entire enemy team chases you for a long time, your team will win the fight or get massive objective value while they're chasing you. But that assumes that you timed it well. If you didn't time it well and they're allowed to chase you for free because there's nothing else going on in the battlefield, then that is the timing issue, as I said. So the first thing I want to see here is taking a looking at your engages. If they're all chasing you, was it because that there wasn't anything else going on? Then that's a your timing issue. If there is, like there's been games where I play Wrecking Ball or some other mobile tank or mobile DPS and I get hard chased around the game. And we just win because they spend the entire game chasing me. But that again implies that my team is able to actually get value while that's actually happening. And so, like I said, that's going to be a timing issue. So Wrecking Ball is all about providing value, providing pressure through engages, grapple, boop, slam, shooting, distracting on the backline, playing around your cooldowns and counters, and high value uptime. Okay, so let's take a look. First things first, probably worth breaking turret if you can. There it is. There it is, perfect. Good slam. Good job expecting sleep dart there. I actually think she might have already used it at this point in time. Maybe slam again. Good. Roll away. Now this is a little bit too far. So what I like what you're doing so far. You're getting good pressure, good value, slams, all that kind of stuff. But as soon as you see the Torbjorn turn around, I want you to immediately go back. You see that like little extra, like let me actually slow this down. Right. Here, stop. Go right back. Because once you see that they're no longer pursuing and your shields have started to regenerate, go back and start shooting. Or go back and set up your next grapple roll through. Like it's for ball, it's all about squeezing every little bit of value that you can get out. If you had slammed here, some people might be watching this and be like, why didn't you slam and shoot? Well, because that Torbjorn's not low. There's an Ana healing the Torbjorn, and that Ana might also have sleep dart. So yeah, she's got sleep dart now. So if we shoot here, we probably get slapped. We get burned to the high heaven and shot down a lot. So with ball, it's kind of like selectively knowing when to shoot, when they're distracted or when it's a one-on-one or when there's no CC. So we roll away. The nade is used. Okay, we're all looking at the ball and then we turn around. As soon as they turn around and forget about you, because object permanence, right? They can't always be looking at the Wrecking Ball. They have to look away at some point. This is when you need to be right back on them and shooting, but you're just a little bit slow. You see that? You're just a little bit slow. So then by the time you shoot here, instead of them being here, they're all the way over there. And so you've missed your opportunity. Love the bait on sleep dart there. That's really good. Let's go now. But do you see the urgency here? Like your team is shooting here. Your team is pressuring here. This is a fine time to go. But you've seen sleep dart. You've regenerated your HP. You've baited their attention. Now's the time to go. Go now. Your team is ready to shoot and follow up. Your Pharah, Soldier, Moira, Lifeweaver in position, but you wait a little bit too long. And then you choose to shoot instead of getting your cooldowns value. And I think that this is something that maybe it's worth talking a little bit about. So with ball, the shooting can be done. There's different ways of looking at ball. There's value through pressure through your cooldowns. There's value through distracting. There's value through shooting with your guns. Right now, the most damage that you could do would be to grapple and slam onto this backline. Roll right through them, 50 damage, 50 damage, 50 damage, and then anywhere from 70 to 100 damage, depending on how big of a slam you get all at once, right? And because there's no sleep dart, because you have your adaptive shields, you can do this safely. This tickle onto Ana is not the most damage that you could do. And in fact, while you're doing that, you're moving in a very predictable pattern because you're big and fat and slow. You're also exposing your head hitbox. Check this out. Oh, he doesn't even hit your headbox. Somebody hits your head hitbox. Maybe I'm lying. Okay, I'm lying. Screw it. But regardless, there's the opportunity there to hit your head hitbox versus better teams. And what did you get out of it? A little bit of distraction, force nade. I want more than that. A grapple roll through into a slam would have actually cost you less HP or about the same level of HP, but significantly more damage because it would have been a faster moving target without a head hitbox and getting more value, more AoE value. And then you could have popped the Dapper Shields and shot a little bit if you wanted to. But you see, the value you get from here isn't high enough. So now you go for your grapple slam, but you should have done that 6 seconds ago, 7 seconds ago. It's about doing it sooner rather than later. The only reason that you wouldn't go for this play immediately is because of Sleep Dart or Cassidy Grenade or maybe Orisa Javelin. Anything that can cancel this play. But if they don't have the CC to stop you, then the sooner you do it, the sooner you can do it again. Right? And so I like this play, but by the time you do it, she has Sleep Dart again. Check it out. You see this? You waited so long after baiting Sleep Dart, she was actually able to build it again. Again, be careful about shooting at this range. These guys do a lot more damage than you with their guns. Bam. Good slam. Shoot, 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 because he's low and isolated. Stop shooting. Roll away. Right. Roll back in again. This is fine. Use your E here. A little bit slow in the E. Oh, and the mines are panicked. Okay, so one of the things with mines is it's not a hard ultimate to use, but it does require a little bit of setup. All right, there's a lot of ultimates like it. I'm trying to think, like Shatter, Tactical Visor, Torbjorn ult, right? They're not super hard to use, but you do need to set them up properly. So like right now, you're like, oh crap, I'm dead. Would have been a little bit faster on the adaptive shield, so you panicked a little bit less, because you know you're going to shoot here. There's your double adaptive shields, right? Use it there. Bam. Then roll out. It's okay to roll out, then go back in with your mines. Because see, the problem with mines is that you're zoning an area that the enemy team really doesn't care about anyway. All right? So what you do instead is you'd roll out, you get healing, you get your support, you re-engage. You could even just do a roll through. Grapple, fly through the air, drop the mines, and just keep rolling, right? It's fine to shoot Ryan because he doesn't have a gun back, right? And you're waiting anyway. Now she's going to have Sleep Dart here, right? I really like how you're playing around the Sleep Dart, though. That's been by far your biggest strength, is playing smarter on Sleep Dart. You maybe mistimed it just a teeny bit here, but I really respect that. Hide. Oh, never mind. You just died. You just died. So I actually think your timing so far has been good. Your mechanics have actually been pretty good. I would not say weakness at all. What's happening is I don't think you're playing very intelligently around your mines, which we talked about. And you're also sometimes, the way that you're choosing your engages, you're relying too heavily off of your gun instead of using your cooldowns into compositions that have a lot of poke damage, right? That's the big takeaway. You have to use your gun very selectively, right? I will shoot a Reinhardt because he can't shoot me back. I will shoot a Winston because I do more damage than he does at range. I will shoot a soldier that I have slammed because he's low and I can finish him off with my gun. I will shoot a Zenyatta when he's slammed because he's low. Or I will shoot a Reaper at mid-range when he's 50 under HP. But every time you expose your head hitbox and make yourself slow, you need to have a good reason to do that. Great ball players shoot a lot, but they shoot in situations where it makes sense to do so. Don't indiscriminately shoot for no reason. Have a purpose behind it. Like right now, makes sense. This guy's not going to poke you out of this range. It's like you're trying to bait Sleep Dart first, and I can respect that. I can respect that totally. Like, for example, here, if you're confident that I can shoot this Ana and not take any damage, like, you see that? You shoot and you hide. That's okay. But when you were shooting, for example, the soldier and Torbjorn here, it didn't make any sense. And remember also, you know, I wonder if you shot the Ana earlier because you thought that she still had Sleep Dart when she had used it. Maybe that's the problem there, that you didn't see her using Sleep Dart. So it seems like maybe you're using the guns to try and bait a cooldown. But remember, that's not the only way to bait a cooldown. For example, you could shoot a little bit here, make her look at you, wait till she looks away, then grapple, roll through. That will also force a cooldown. Shoot a little bit, then bait back and hide again. That can also work. You need to get out of here. Your team is hiding because of the tactical visor. So you end up losing your angle. That's unfortunate. Don't shoot. Right. This is the kind of stuff that we have to. So it's not. Let's say you made a mistake and you try to bait an honest Sleep Dart and it didn't end up working out. That's okay. This, no excuse. No excuse for that. This, also no excuse, because you're not going to be able to dodge the Sleep Dart in time. Good mines. Great zoning value. That's going to cause a lot of... That probably will actually kill the soldier. Oh, no. So you go in. She has Sleep Dart, I believe, but you just immediately drop mines. That's fine. The problem is that you roll right back into the Reaper at point blank range. Bumble around. This is okay damage. Again, Reinhardt doesn't have a gun. Good. He's low, so totally fine to shoot him. See, that's one of those examples where you're like, my mines didn't do anything. And they definitely could have been placed a little bit better. And the follow-up could have been a little bit better, but it did provide zoning value. It split off that Reinhardt from his team, which kind of killed him. That's one of my favorite statements of the day. Run away. Run away. Run away. For example, right now, is shooting Reinhardt shield the most value that you could be getting right now? Right? Think about that for a second. Like, if you're watching this VOD, even if you aren't the student right now, what do you think? So, what about taking an angle here? Looking for a big AoE slam as soon as they walk out. Super risky, right? But a lot of value, right? Something to think about. Maybe finding a Sombra Translocator. That grapple's pretty ugly. I don't know what's happening here, to be honest with you. I don't know if you're just like... Maybe you got stuck? I'm not sure. Maybe you got stuck. I'm not sure. That was very odd. But yeah, not a real lack of setup. By the way, your timing has been mostly fine. Again, like, see, this is the thing. This is why, like, it's so important to be, like, not just doing things for the sake of doing things. I just had a review earlier with a Winston player, like, when they don't have bubble, you know, you taking that time to kind of think about your next engage, setting up your position, setting up your angle. And a lot of ways, ball is similar. Like, you look at the situation right now. Is shooting Reinhardt shield value? Yes. Is it the most value they could be getting right now? Yes. But is it going to cost you 5 or 10 seconds for now? Yes. Let's put it this way. Do you want a donut right now, or do you want 2 donuts in 2 minutes? Or 4 donuts in 2 minutes, right? Because if you want to get to backline and kill backline and harass Sombra and kill Ana and kill Mercy, doing this is not only not helping that cause, it's actively hurting it. Because you're not setting up for the play that you should be going for. You doing a little tiny bit of something now means that you're not going to be doing a lot of something later on. Excuse me, I'm allergic to shooting shield. So right now, for example, even this, shooting the Reaper, is that something to do? Yeah, I guess, but it's like one of the least valuable things you could be doing. Slamming a full HP Reaper? Really? And meanwhile, look what's happening over here, right? You could be helping with this, right? This is not a good matchup for you. This is not the best value for you. You could be doing nothing by rolling around and setting up in the flank, finding Sombra Translocator, looking for Ana, looking for Mercy, baiting cooldowns, right? But we're screwing around. And this happened the last fight too. I question not necessarily your timing so far. What I question is when in each circumstance, what you are choosing to do. Whether that's shoot a soldier, whether that's shoot a shield, whether that's slam a Reaper, does that make the most sense? Is that the highest risk, highest reward, or lowest risk, low reward? A lot of these just feel like medium risk, low reward, and that's just not a very good trade-off. Like right here, you knew she had Sleep Dart, right? Did you choose to do that anyway? Okay, fine. All right, let's go. So set up. Use your time. Don't waste your time. Use your time. Use your time to do nothing so that you can do something a little bit later on. For example, right now, what's the best thing? Fight starting right now. What should you be doing? You know what I'm going to do for the rest of this review? The rest of this review, before the fight starts, I'm going to ask you, where should you be? What should you be doing? I'll give you 5 seconds. You can even pause the video if you want the time. What should you be doing? Chat, what should you be doing? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoot the Mercy. Set up on the Mercy. Assassinate this Mercy. Or you could be going to spawn, assassinating and spawn camping the Moira, forcing Orb, wasting her time, or hunting Translocator. Let's see what we do. Too slow. Keep shooting Mercy. Yes. Mercy doesn't have a gun. Why are you booping the Reaper? See, the Mercy valks, but you didn't know that she was going to valk. You had committed on the Reaper before the Mercy even valked. And even if the Mercy does valk early, why would you choose going for Reaper over, say, looking for that? I don't know if you saw the Sombra, but say going, maybe you didn't see the Sombra, but going for the Sombra instead. Mines, by the way, the fight was basically lost by the time you used it. So what I like to do with mines into compositions like these, because they have so many cooldowns, maybe this is something you could take a note on. When there isn't like a really static, squishy backline, don't use mines right away. Try to wait a little bit into the fight and see an opportunity. Like maybe the Moira uses Fade, Reaper uses Wraith, Ryan gets a little bit low, then you zone him off with mines. So I think the idea of the mines wasn't necessarily terrible. It was just a little bit too early, if that makes any sense. Okay. Next fight, let's do it again. Fight's about to start. What should you do? Not just who you should go for, but what should you do? Now, I am not a ball aficionado when it comes to like the details of these kind of things. So what I might do might not be the S tier plus best possible engage possible given the circumstances here. And I'm also not going to be factoring in things like ults. For example, I might think when they have EMP, it'd be better for you to be looking for Translocator or something along those lines. Like, let's just keep it really, really simple for right now. Okay? What should you do? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think probably a dry roll through these supports, maybe a shoot a little bit first because they don't have any cooldowns that you need to force, right? So there's no reason to, you're not gonna get poked out, you're not gonna be worrying about sleep dart, just shoot them probably from around here, then grapple, roll through, maybe slam that Mercy, see if you can force that Mercy to fly away, and then you can pursue her a little bit afterwards. Maybe you catch the Sombra. Let's see what happens. Probably would have shot first given the composition that you're playing into. Your gun actually matters versus this composition because there's no Soldier, there's no Torbjorn, there's no Ana. Slam here, but find the right target. Don't just shoot the Rhine. There's the Mercy, find the Mercy. Not the Reaper, not the Rhine. Sombra would work too. You can pop your adaptive shields if you want to. Good. Good. You can shoot the Rhine, he's low now. Good. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. Let's keep going. Oh, ball experience. Moira, Orisa, Sombra. The funny thing though is like, you're probably seeing this now. Like them going to like Moira and stuff doesn't like really like give you the gotcha for ball. Like yeah, it's like, oh, you can survive better, but also there's no sleep dart and there's no like serious poke damage from a Soldier or Torbjorn anymore. So you can kind of like do whatever you want, you know? Okay, so first off, we need to be careful about our timing here. This is when we need to wait a few more seconds, wait for this robot to push up a little bit further so my Soldier and Life Weaver can be involved. What should you do? Look at the situation. Let's actually wait a second. So really our timing here is terrible. Oh yeah, our timing here is just awful. Let's actually wait a little bit until... Okay, let's say our timing was better and the fight was happening like right now, okay? And we're still on this angle. What would you do? Give you a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really the same thing as last fight. They're on a Soldier now, so there's something that you can harass there too. But again, it would probably be a little bit of shooting, maybe looking for a grapple into a slam, maybe shooting into the grapple to see if you can force a Fade or a GA. If you see the Moira fade to a position you can chase the Moira. If you see the Sombra, you can force a Translocator. If you see the Soldier Mercy, you can pursue and kill them at the same time. Really, you're in a perfect position to do any of those options. So the main issue here is timing, but again, practice thinking, okay, what type of engage should I go for here? Orissa's chasing. All you need to see now is on your screen. There's Sombra, go for it. We miss, that's okay. Good, stay on her. No, not Orisa. Good, good. Get back in ball form. I think we mess up her grapple a little bit there. What's the problem here? So you're going to use grapple and slam. A little early, no knowledge of the Sombra. You get basically smoked out and you're going to die. Okay, so that one, Sombra has not been as much of an issue, but that's definitely something you should be considering. Where is Sombra? Where is Sombra? Again, it's just such a lazy engage, right? You have no idea where they are. It's just the Orisa, and you just choose to blind slam. You mess it up, first off, but also, I mean, for crying out loud, he's right here. There's a Moira right here. You could force all, I mean, this fight is pretty much lost given the old economy that they have, but you're doing yourself no favors here. And again, the same thing with mines, right? Where's the immobile target without a defensive cooldown? Moira's going to fade it, Mercy's going to fly it. Force one of those cooldowns first, or find the soldier and drop the mines right inside of him. So for you, it's for the mines specifically, it's really either forcing a cooldown into mines first, or find the target that doesn't have a defensive cooldown. You could just drop mines and he just freaking dies. Okay? That's like a really, really quick little hack. It's far from comprehensive, but it's something at least to kind of think about here. Okay, let's keep going. You're gonna set up underneath. You're gonna set up on the flank. Okay. A little bit of a problem with your setup here, right? Because you see how your positioning basically forces you into a Orisa 1v1. Maybe this is a situation where you can stage from here, grapple and go for a slam shoot here, then drop, then wrap around. There's options here, but what would you do? As soon as I see Orisa looking at me, I am out. Good. Oh, yeah, we're messing up the mechanics here. So it's kind of funny because the start of this VOD felt pretty smooth mechanically, pretty smooth timing-wise, but then things are starting to kind of fall apart here. This grapple has to hit. We grapple too low. We mess it up. We also grapple too late, so we completely lose our momentum. This is a massive slam, and we'll cancel hack because you're actually slamming the Sombra. See, the way to deal with Sombra is either to avoid her or to directly engage her. If you do anything in between, you're in trouble. But, you know, you're going to get basically smoked out. I wouldn't even bother to go out and shoot anymore. You do no damage doing this. Slam happens, cancels the hack, we shoot. But really at this point, it's a little bit too little too late, you know? Too much damage has been taken. We've done too little damage before that happened. Obviously, the grapple gets canceled, and we might just be dead here. A little bit of hubris, though. I will say this. It feels like this with the Orisa as well. When our engagement gets messed up, we have a tendency to just shoot even when it doesn't make sense, right? Like even here, for example. There's zero reason for you to still be in ball form or in hamster form shooting at this point in time. If a soldier, you're hacked, the Sombra's lasering you down, stop shooting. Stop taking damage, right? Quickly reset back into your ball form and restage or go in with your grapple again. Hide that hitbox. And the same thing happens here. Shoot, force the fate, awesome. Grapple, gets canceled, unfortunate. Soldiers won, so we stay on him. We don't quite hit our shots, but that's okay. Wait, did we reload there? What happened here? Oh, we didn't quite get the ball form reload. Okay, that's unfortunate. So, that's fine. But you really, really should not be staying here, right? You should be going to grab a Mega. You could grapple, adapt those shields out this way, grab Mega, grab Mini, go back in, right? But instead, what do? We shoot, we adapt the shields. We shoot, we shoot, we shoot, we shoot, we shoot, we shoot, and then we exit too late at that point in time. So we get stuck in the shootingness. And I think that's probably where you're going to swap. Yeah, so you get stuck in the shoot modes too much. Yeah, so this is it. Okay, so here are your goals for ball. Let's wrap this one all up in a tidy little bow. And I think, chat, if you guys are watching this one, this might be a good moment for you as well to kind of consider about what you need to be doing better on your end. Okay, number one, keep looking at the timing with the team. I don't think it's the most egregious error that I saw, at least from this particular VOD, but it's something to continue to work on. Number 2, I would make sure that you are, and this one might be the number 1. This one might be the most important one. Before the fight starts, think about your engage. Where do you want to be going from? Who do you want to be going on? Do I want to grapple, roll through? Do I want to slam? A lot of it, you have to react based off of what's happening in the middle of a fight, but at least the first step you can plan out. Let me put it this way. If you were like planning like a big trip to, like, let's say Disney or Disney World or to Italy or whatever, there would be a lot of details that maybe that in the moment you might want to leave unfinished because you never know what's going to happen. Maybe you get the opportunity to do this, you get the opportunity to do that, and things want to be flexible. But you need to know where you staying, where you're sleeping. You need to know if you're going to have food. You need to know how you're going to get there, right? There's a couple of like non-negotiable things that you can plan out before the fight happens or before the trip happens, okay? The ball is the same way. Like, you're going to go into a fight, you're going to see a cooldown used, and that's going to trigger a different engage. Or you're going to shoot somebody, and then you're going to get a ton of damage, and you're going to be like, oh crap, they hit some crazy shots. I have to change my plans. But you at least want to start the fight with an idea of like what at least are my base plans right now. I'm going to initially roll through, grapple through, slam through on this target at this timing. I'm going to start with some shooting because they don't have a lot of range damage and I need to bait that sleep dart. Or they do have a lot of range damage, so I can't start with shooting. I'm going to do a roll through and then maybe shoot a little bit, but then bait and hide. I'm going to displace their tank because the backline is inaccessible, or I'm going to hunt for Sombra, or I'm going to slam here, but I'm not going to use my grapple in the slam because they're going to try and hack me. So I'm going to use the grapple to try and get away before they hack me. Or maybe I will slam and then immediately look to shoot the Sombra because she's going to try and hack me. And there's like a lot of little details in here. And the key thing for you is, like, especially if you're not like a world-class ball one trick, is not to be making the right call every time, but to at least start to learn and develop the thought processes that go into the engage before the engage even happens. That's number 1 really for me. Number 2 is the timing, and the number 3 kind of piggybacks off of number 1. But when you were choosing your engages, more often than not, you were, obviously there was like too much grappling, too much slamming at the wrong time, too much shooting. You were doing the wrong thing at the wrong time in general. But one thing that you were definitely doing too much across the board that you were defaulting to is just shooting. In situations when you didn't have the HP, when they had better guns than you did, that was like your default sticky mode, was just kind of shoot a lot before the fight started, whether it was to bait a cooldown and losing too much HP, whether it was, like example, we saw the last fight, right? How many times were you shooting when it just didn't make any sense for you to shoot? You were losing so much HP. And that's like one of the habits that I think you need to be breaking. Now, it depends. Don't take this advice and then you end up playing versus like these Moira, Mei compositions where you're going to be doing a lot of shooting and not as much slamming. React to what's given to you. But I will say, in a lot of circumstances where it didn't make any sense, when they had a lot of shooting pressure, you were doing a little bit too much shooting. So be selective with how you want to use that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. The mines. Mines would be another little one in there. Mines, remember, you want to try and use it mid-fight once you've seen some cooldowns, or find the isolated target. Like, mines is a great opening ultimate if they're like slow static and you can like Bastion, Zenyatta, Hanzo, Cassidy, Ana, Sigma, anything that's a little bit slower, very easy to isolate and kill and split, cause major chaos. But for example, this particular matchup, there's a lot of like really hyper mobile supports and DPS that were just avoiding your mines. And those circumstances, you can either use it to like mid-fight once the cooldowns have already been used. Oh, and one other little tip as well. You can spread your mine coverage by getting it on a vertical, launching it more in the air. So instead of ground mines, using either your grapple or starting from high ground and then your mines. And so then your mines, even if it's just the zoning mines, it covers more surface area than just rolling through. So let me know if you have any questions. I know we talked about a lot here, but I hope you at least have an idea of some things that you can practice. Let me know if you have any questions, like I said, and that's it.